Okay, it's time for another video. We've been towing this trailer for over 3 years in all kinds of different situations and conditions. And for some reason on our last trip, this drawer here decided to fling open. We found it scattered on the bed here. It does have an automatic closure when it gets to a certain point, and there's pretty good resistance in order to pull it open. But again, for some reason, this slid open. I can tell you that we have been on some hellacious roads and trails, and we've never had this happen before. So maybe it has worn out some from being jostled around. I'm not sure. This side over here is the drawer that we use most frequently. Anyway, I'm going to make the repair, and what I found out is that this company makes a set of drawer slides that have a different type of a latching feature. You may already have these on your Bean trailer. I understand that the newer models use these. The difference is they actually press closed and are latched, and they are unlatched by pressing the drawer in, and then it pops out. So let's take a look at what this is going to take, and we'll see what the results are like. I'm going to do both drawers at the same time, and yeah, let's get started. I think the first thing I want to do is just empty the contents of this drawer. Obviously haven't cleaned this drawer out for a while, and I did find some parts that were from the original drawer slide, including this part here that's bent and a couple of bearings, and I assume that's some type of a stop. Let's see what we have here. The AccuRide, and there's the SKU number, it looks like. I don't think we're going to need the instructions because we're actually replacing hardware that's already here. First, we need to take this apart. So it's a push here, it pops out, turn it over, and there's a release here, and it comes right apart. And this half goes on the bulkhead. These are Phillips screws. There's a total of 4. I'm not sure we're going to get a 100% match, unfortunately. It looks like the closest thing to a match we're going to get is this forwardmost hole here, using the first fastener. It looks like I'm going to need to do some drilling. So let's put a towel down. So these two fit right in, but we need to add 2 more, one about here and one about here. I'm going to drill with something a little smaller in diameter than the fasteners. And we don't want to go any deeper than the screw itself because we don't want to punch through the back side. So I put a little tag of blue tape on the drill bit so that it won't go in too deep. don't want to over torque these. Okay, next we need to attach the other half of the slide to the bulkhead here. This actually is for the right side of the drawer. I'll show how this is done over here on the left side when we get there. Let's spin this around. Let's spin this around to the other side. The slide does come with a bag of fasteners. Now let's take this apart, push, slides out, turn it over, find the release tab, slide that up, and it pulls right out. And then the stop end goes forward with the first fastener at the first hole going into the forwardmost hole from the cabinet face. Let's try using one of these a little bit pointier screws that came with the slide. I think that's going to be actually easier to start, and they're not so long that they'll want to poke through. And let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. Stopping just at the tape. Again, stopping just at the tape. Now this half, the catch mechanism goes all the way to the back. Let's take off the old hardware first. There we go. I'm afraid I missed my camera shot, but anyway, I've installed 3 new fasteners for this new slide. I've done both sides, and I've done both sides of this drawer. We're going to check this, and next we'll take on the passenger side. It does have a positive lock, which I really like. Let's see if I can do a little better job of catching this on video for the other side here. Okay, so I've repaired the broken side by replacing the slides. Now let's take on the other side. I start by removing the drawer. That was simple enough. You just depress these on both sides, and then the drawer will slide right out. We want to remove the slide from each side of the drawer. Make a pencil mark so I can more easily align where this slide was located and keep it level. The new slides come in pairs. And there's no right or left. First thing we want to do is separate the two halves. You just depress here, that pops out. Then you pull it all the way out, turn it over, and find the release tab. It's marked right here. So we go forward with that and pull it out. We want the first fastener. Goes in the first hole right here. And then that goes in the forward hole on the drawer. Okay, this needs to be brought up to our line here. Now we know it's level. We can put in this screw, but we need to drill holes for the other two fasteners. And I found that the original screws with the blunt head don't go in quite as easily as these pointed screws that came with the drawer slide. In particular, this hole isn't exactly lined up. So that point helps us to get the screw started. Let's realign this first. Just a little. Now we do need to drill 2 more holes. I'm taking this furthest back oval slot and this, either the middle slot or the middle hole, it doesn't really matter which one. This small drill bit here that I have a flag of tape so that I don't accidentally drill too deeply. We want to stop when that flag hits our hardware here. Hole number 1. Another hole here. That takes care of this side. Let's spin it around and do the other side. Okay. And this is our new hardware. Again, this tab here goes forward towards the front of the drawer. Make sure this is level. There's our mark. One here. And one here. So these come off with, again, Phillips screwdriver. Our new part goes in with the latch again towards the back of the cabinet. Okay, now the other side.
How's it going?
Good.
Do you want me to open the door, get some fresh air in here?
Oh,
is that what you got yesterday, the new things?
Yeah, I actually had that closed only because it was noisy out there.
That's awesome. That came quick. Okay, I'll let you get back. I'm going to take the food thing in the house.
All right.
I treated myself to an Andes mint because I'm...
Oh, yeah. Here's our new one. Again, the mechanism goes towards the rear of the cabinet, and this screw goes into that oblong hole, and it lines up with this screw hole right here. You can see that we have 2 more screw locations here. Okay, we're ready to install the drawer. There it is. I really like the positive lock on these drawers now. They won't slide open accidentally. You just give them a push and then they pop and release. Work nice and smooth. Yeah, it's a good project. It was a nice upgrade. I'm actually kind of glad that we had that incident. I didn't know about these new drawer closures, and I think it's a worthwhile upgrade. It's something that you might want to do before you have an incident. I noticed that we did get a little chip in our formica here. Apparently that happened when this drawer flung open, but that was the only damage that we saw. So I'm happy about that. I hope this video was somehow helpful, and thank you for watching.